Hi, welcome to Visual Basic Online Examination System tutorial. So let's show you how the system works. Once you read the instruction here, as you can see, we have functional mathematics level 2. There are 7 questions and that will take approximately 60 minutes. Okay, read the instruction and click on OK. And right here we have the help information. Read that and click on OK. Now you start the examination question. Here you've been asked to answer the following volume question, and also show the workings. As you can see, the calculator is enabled, so you can use the calculator to show the workings. You must enter 5 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 3. Okay, if you don't know that, get your calculator and just enter 5 multiplied by 8. Okay, and you multiply that by 3 and that will give you 120. Alright, 120. Go to the next question, repeat the same thing, show your workings according to the examination instruction, just to prove that you know what you are doing. You enter that. Let's speed that up anyway. Okay, now that you've answered the question from question 1 to 5, we then move on to the next question, which is this. You read that and answer the question. Now that's the answer, so click on next. Read this and let's see how brilliant you are or how intelligent you are. So that is all of the questions answered. Click on next, and this brings you to a page that asks if you would like to review or continue. Let's say you want to review. Check. Let's go through all your answers, and if you feel it's correct, come back here and just click on continue. That shows you the result. So what I'll do now, guys, is to take you guys straight into Visual Basic Development environment, and we put one of these together. So let's do that now. Hi, in this Visual Basic tutorial we're going to be developing an online examination system. So let's start by clicking on new project. Now that the program dialog box is ready, let's click on Visual Basic right there. Select Visual Basic, select Windows, and make sure you select Windows Forms application. And now we give this project a name. We call it VB_online_exam. So that is the name of the project. Click on save. Now we wait for the form to load up. There we go, guys, the form is ready. I've now set the size of the form to 1368 by 760 or 746. Okay, that's fine. The next thing I will do is go to the tools and select Groupbox. Now I have my Groupbox in place. Okay, I would set the size of this very Groupbox to, let's go for approximately 1263 by 82. Right, and let's change the back color. But before that, let me just copy this very one. While I change this back color of this one, let me change that to App Workspace. Yeah, App Workspace right there. And now get rid of that. Okay, the copied one, that's the copied one here. That'll be my Groupbox number 2, and I will now keep this very coordinate of this Groupbox number 2 is showing me 0 by 88, and that is supposed to be the size. Let's change the length to approximately 515 right there, and then let's change the color to Control Light there. Now that is set. Okay, the next thing I'll do is let me add a label here and change the background of this very label. Let's change the background to App Workspace. Auto size, let's set that to force, and the border style, let's make that fixed single. No. Let's set the border style to none. Now the text in there, let's change that to welcome, and the width, let's change the width to 1263 by 36. Now the text right in there, let's make that centered. Okay, now change the color, the fore color, let's change that to control light. Change the size, let's change the size of that to about maybe 18 bold. Let's come in here, let's see, 18 bold. I think that might be too small. Let's increase it a little bit more. Let's go for 22. Okay, that's fine. Now let's get rid of this Groupbox text. Gone. And now move this forward. Let's position it right there underneath. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, the next thing I want to do is let's get a button in place, one right here, and change the size to 77 by 66. Right, now move it up a little bit, just tab it up, that's fine. Okay, let's change the back color. Let's change that to control light as well. No, control light. Yeah, and the font maybe 12 bold, and that might be too big. How big is that? Let's come back down. Okay, let's just change it to let's change it to 8 for now, and we'll get back to that. Okay, let's bring it down. Come to the align text right there, bring it right down, and in there the text, let's change that to timer. Okay, that's there. The next thing is go to where it says images or image right here, click on that, and let's browse to the local source where I have my image right there. Let's look for maybe clock or time. Let's go for timer right there. Got one. Click on that. That is fine. Now I have my timer in there. Now click on the alignment of the timer. Let's take that up. That is good. Alright, let's give this timer a name and change that to BTN. I'll call it clock. Alright, so let's copy. Let's hold your control and copy. I'll change this one to BTN timer. So I have to paste this right on top of this. That's good. Now copy. I need 7 more. In total we should have 8. So let's just select and copy. So that is it. So I have all my buttons in place. Now let's change this one to exit. There. And let's change the image on it. Image, let's change that to maybe, let's see, yeah, that's fine. Exit right there. And this, let's change this one to calculator. Right there, and change the image to my calculator image on my system. Which one? Let's go for this. There. Okay, the next button here, let's go for the help file. Let's select that, and that will be help. Right. Now followed by, let's get an image for help. Let's look for a question mark there, maybe this. Yeah, okay. Now let's go for an arrow. Let's call that next, and get an arrow that represent next. I think I have an arrow that I drew here, right there. Okay, this will be previous. Okay, coming to the image and change that to the previous sign right there. Okay, now this one, let's flag. You may want to flag if you don't understand anything. I think this is the sign I would like to use for my flag. Use that as the sign. And here, let's change this one to review. So review is like you're thinking of what you want to do. So this is the review made up. Okay, that's fine. Now let's change the names. Review, that's review, and here that's flag. Okay, flag what you don't know. Alright, those are the icons I intend to use for this online examination system. Let's sort of like center it all. Okay, let's move it this way a little bit. Alright, there's one more here that needs moving. Okay, select it as well. And deselect this one. Okay, move it. Okay, that's about right. And type this in. Okay then. Now that the program is now taking shape. Okay, the next thing I want to do is to enter label here as a welcome instruction before the exam. There we go. Those are the instructions for the candidate. Move it up a little bit. Now I then need a button. Let me get a button right underneath. I'll just copy this, bring it down right here. Okay, and change the content of that to okay. Now let's get rid of the image in there. I don't need that, and just increase the size, bold, and make it about 24. Yeah, okay, now let's get that okay centered right there. Good. Now I'm going to copy this very label. Let's copy it and bring it right down. Okay, undo that and recopy it again. Bring it right down. Good. I'm going to need two of those. One. So that will be the first one, and let's give it a name. So I'll call this timer. Okay, that'll be timer, and let's align it. Align this to far left. So let's copy it again and change this one. Let's change this one to show timer. Okay, so, and the name of this will be timer cover right there. So let's place show timer right on top. Okay, that is fine. So that's the front part of it completed. So Now that we have the front part completed, now I'm going to copy this again, copy this very frame, this very one, as group box number 2. This is group box number 1 up there, and group box 2. Copy group box 2, copy, and make sure it's copied and paste it back in there. That is group box 2. Let's confirm that. Group box 3, sorry, that's correct, group box 3. So let's move, delete the content now in there, I don't need that. And here, that is supposed to be my help file or help instructions. Now let's move this group box right up there. In the first place, let's get the coordinate right. That very one is 42 by 88. Let's copy that and get this one aligned as well. Make it 42 by 88. Let's see. Yep. Select it, bring it there. 42 by 88 on the system. Okay. Now, the next thing we need to do is copy these ones. 1, undo that. 2, 3, and 4. And let's realign them. Let's move them this way and copy these ones as well. I just want to use them as the help instruction for the candidate sitting the exam. Alright, so we then get some labels and write some information here for the candidate. And right here are the instructions for the candidate sitting the exams. So what I'll do is let's try and get it centered. Let's move it here. Okay, then that's fine. We have OK right on top of it. So we need this very button to be, let me change this to btn OK2. btn OK2, and I have btn OK1 somewhere. Okay, let's take care of that now. Right there, that'll be btn OK1, btn OK there. Now let's realign these. So we have to get it right so that it doesn't show any sign of movement while we're navigating through the system. So that is 5. So with that, guys, I will call it the end of the very first part of this Visual Basic online examination system. So I'll see you guys on the second part.